how does Hecate see you?
Awesome.
Uh, Somehow you recently received a good resource. Something, the card says. That is. And basically, maybe even some kind of fighting spirit. I don't know. For now, it's about gathering some good resource that you fought for, battled for, so to speak. Well, maybe, again, for some people it's birthdays. Sometimes it's a celebration. Oh, well, today is a holiday, girls, so what? This is a card of celebrations. By the way, maybe you also have some kind of unusual feeling. Here, it's just a knight in armor. Yes, I picked this deck. Maybe I also found out just as unexpectedly that such a surprise was being prepared for me. And at the same time, I kind of want to say, guys, I have my own plans here. But it's also really nice to have this celebration. What do you think? Yes, that they're waiting for me? That they want to make me happy? Yes, that's essentially called reaping a harvest. Maybe you got some money at work, did something good at home. Yes. Maybe you fought for something. I don't know. Maybe something negative happened, something broke. But then you fixed it. Yes, you prepared for something. Like, how do you prepare for something? Listen, well, they see you in good energies. Where's the card? Uh-huh. And there's still this question. Is there something you don't like? And look, today is Valentine's Day, and the lover's card is turning over. What kind of mess is this? Well, maybe, girls, look, it's an interesting card. Look, it came up. Like for me right now, yes, we bought tickets. And I kinda like this, and I like that too. Well, it's like a lot has piled up on me, and I need to make it there and here, so that everything goes according to my plans too. And that's probably why, well, you might feel some discomfort too. It's like it's a celebration, and it seems so great maybe, and yet still. Well, from my own experience, it's amazing. I actually started talking about my experience before the reading, and now, here you go. It's the same story. Well, maybe for someone it's just, for example, a misunderstanding with a loved one, if there is one, or just, on Valentine's Day, if you don't have a loved one nearby too, it's kind of like something just feels off. Is going on, yeah. The feeling, maybe? Well, it's not exactly a feeling of loneliness. This card doesn't give a sense of loneliness. It just says, well, something just doesn't feel right for me, and everything seems fine. But at the same time, something just isn't quite right for me. Something is missing. And the main thing is, it's impossible to choose. Yes, it's hard to choose, hard to refuse. Well, for example, I wouldn't refuse my own either, and I wouldn't refuse myself. I wouldn't refuse myself or them. But that's why, yes, we end up with such an interesting holiday. I hope I'll manage to get everywhere today, and that you'll also somehow handle this situation at the same time. And there's a bit of a festive mood. I got what I wanted and did it, but there's still something I don't like about it. Maybe it's just appearance. Sometimes it's, well, look. Lovers are ruled by Venus, the planet of love and harmony. As I mentioned, you might argue with your loved one, feel something's wrong, they're not around, or you lack money. And it seems like, yes, I got what I fought for. Yes, for example, I even fixed something, for example, but there's something I don't like. I don't have enough money, and I didn't do it the way it would be just perfect. Beautiful. And Venus, beauty, it's like there's some beauty missing. Or a loved one, or kindness. After all, Venus is kindness. Yes, I would like there to be more kindness, more understanding from loved ones. How else are they showing you? Oh, a sage. And such a philosophical view on this. Well, in general, you're not angry. You seem to be in a good mood, in a wise, philosophical spirit. That's how you are, like a philosopher. and you say, well, look, I have it in the upright position. The Sage Arcana always has close people, a small number of people around. Yes, they are always there, and there is no feeling of loneliness here. Here, I can even go somewhere alone. I have my favorite things to do, where I need to be alone. Just like I am with you, I need to be alone in my own company. Yes, this is just mine, kind of. And there are always those who have been with you for a long time, and they love you. That's a philosophical perspective on this. But still, good cards do come up. Here's one. For some reason, subtitles. Maybe you really don't have a loved one nearby, but at the same time, you don't feel terribly lonely. If it turned out like this, I'd feel so lonely. I'd feel so bad. No, here you can calmly take care of your own business, even if you suddenly end up alone on this day. And here, too, the card is floating. Of the assembly point. That is, you know how to adapt quickly. Apparently, life has taught you in the past to adapt quickly to new circumstances, to find, for example, some very interesting, fascinating activities for yourself, to find your own path, your own way. In general, your assembly point is floating again here, karmic. So look, you are already here, in the energies of a karmic eclipse. Well, what can I say? You are adapting right here and now. You are adapting to something, but at the same time, there is something you don't like. Well, maybe, just like me, you have something small for today, yes. But still, this is a karmic card, the ability to adapt. So the assembly point is floating. Yes, for example, if it floats down, I'm dealing with money. If it floats up. But I think for you, it floated up more, because next to it is the Hermit. A spiritual card, spiritual light, a philosophical view of this world, which might be here. You know, today you have this feeling, like, oh, damn, how this world is both beautiful and terrible at the same time. Like there's no choice. You have to live in it, but at the same time it's so beautiful. It feels like you have this kind of, well, it's on some kind of global level, right? The major arcana. And here it is. The past is like that. It seems like there is a choice, and at the same time, there isn't. Yes, a philosophical perspective. With this card, it always goes somewhere up there. Towards spirituality, that's where the energy goes. And this energy, by the way, is about fulfilling your material needs. So you received some resources here. Maybe you bought something nice, invested money in real estate, or at work. The Four of Wands is about working with someone, earning money, receiving money, meeting your needs so you can at least feel some stability. But for that, we have to act, 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 and act. Girls, I don't know. My voice has been like this for 2 days. I'm not sick. I don't know why. Again, Uranus. Such squares, such oppositions are happening, and I have Uranus in the first house of my horoscope. Sorry, Uranus. So, these are hidden needs. You did something, but you still don't completely like it. Something needs to be finished. As I understand it, and here is a philosophical perspective, maybe, well, I can't do it anymore. Let's just move on and see what philosophical perspective you have. I don't see one like that. While I'm on my way, I don't see how, well, how do women even do this? By the way, the women in your family never managed to find an answer to this question. Or in general, the place where you live. This society, like the whole society, has the society tried to find answers to these questions? What to do and how to do it? But there was no answer. And so you have this kind of philosophical question, and what to do about it. How to deal with it in order to find some happiness? Well, for the soul to rejoice, I think your soul is now searching for a new path. That's why adaptation is happening right here and now. This adaptation is taking place. It's a philosophical perspective, but what else can you call it? Thank you. The paradigm is changing, yes. The philosophical paradigm of looking at this world. But for what purpose? In order to satisfy not only the needs of the body and matter, but also the soul, so that the soul can rejoice even more. That is, to satisfy your material needs. As I understand it, you already, well, she can do everything she needs, you can hear. And even alone, although in the upright position, the hermit has a group of close people, those who understand him. He can already share his philosophical outlook. You know, the hermit suffers in the reversed position when no one understands him. But here you have people who still can understand. But at the same time, yes, that's a complicated question. So what should you do? How should you live so that your soul can still rejoice? Well, I do rejoice. Yes, I meet my needs. Pay for my apartment. Go to the office. I don't know, Four of Wands. I meet with someone. I socialize. This is exactly self-fulfillment in society. Something is missing. Something is blurring the structure. You have an editor. Continuation? Well, maybe it's just a feeling inside, like you're missing your loved one. It blurs the structure. Yes. Maybe for someone something was flowing. Something is flowing, I don't know. A refrigerator, some kind of pipe. And it seems like you did something, you got something, but you still don't really like it. I don't know. Bones, teeth blur the structure. Age blurs the structure of energy. Somewhere there's a lack. It's a lack of something. Something is missing here in the material sense for the soul to rejoice. A lack of something or someone. But you want to materialize it. Your talents, even through hard work, to take responsibility. So here's the question. How then? How do I do it to get what I want? That's the question. And what other talent do I have here? I'm asking, what kind of talent do you have? Well, in a society that also lacks something, to bring earthly harmony, thank you. Maybe spiritual, maybe material harmony. That's the kind of talent you have. Thank you. To bring beauty, to work in the fields of beauty, to work in the fields of celebrations. It's clear, you have this kind of philosophical outlook, yes. Look, well, it's impossible to create perfect beauty, a perfect person, or some kind of material harmony. Yes, this suits you. This is what makes you interesting, or to organize a celebration, or something else, I don't know. But at work you can still create some kind of harmony. And you have a philosophical outlook, a true, correct one. Just as Hecate sees you. Well, anyway, don't stop. Keep searching for the answer. You're in some kind of mood today. Well, today it's like you're weighing whether you like something or not. How can you be your own angel, your own guardian, and at the same time seem normal for others too? So some kind of justice is being weighed here. Yes, emotions are being weighed. Emotions, basically. Emotions that give birth to a new paradigm of looking at this world. A world that is both beautiful and terrible at the same time, heavy and all sorts of things. Why do you need this perspective? Well, to find your own path and get exactly what you're missing. Well, for some people, it's something ordinary, like money. The Five of Pentacles came up. For others, it's to find a person, I don't know. To fulfill yourself somewhere in feminine energies, as a mother, a wife, a grandmother, maybe on a journey, I don't know, like how to take this path. Well, some kind of dream is being born here. You have a dream. This is the dream card. Where at the same time, it seems like I'm fulfilling my dream. But what about other people then? Yes. On the other hand, well, for example, if they want something, well, maybe it has something to do with other people here. Look, fulfillment in society, the ability, the skill, to be continued on a new level, maybe. You will say yes to some people, no to others. The ability to weigh things. Here, the house is flying, and the car, and business, the business sphere. As I said, everything has come together. Here it is. And the eclipse, well, I don't know how to do it, but everything just came together at once. And for the long term, and some simple things. Well, look, here are simple things. Things that are a bit bigger, and for a long time. So what do I do with this? It's like I sleep and dream. I'm even having some dreams. And by the way, dreams can really happen. Are there any hints on your path right now? Like how, what, which way? So that you can weigh things here? And is your assemblage point floating? Is your philosophical perspective changing? Yes, yes. My philosophical perspective is changing. Somehow the past fills you. Well, with what does the past fill you? Well, a different deck. But why? What does the past fill you with? With the 5, as it should be. Well, this many-armed goddess is called getting everything done. That's what it is. For some people, everything comes together at one point. Short tasks, and maybe even some trips. Some changes with a car, I don't know, a house, housing. For some people, it's just, literally, these cards. Glyphor says, yes. For some people, of course, it's metaphorical. Yes, a metaphor. I dream about something, but I can't understand what it's about, what the dream means, where it's pointing me. You can write it down, by the way, because everything that's coming into your mind right now is about something important. And look, it's just pouring straight into your head, where you can manage to do a lot, really accomplish a lot, achieve a lot, fulfill some dream. This is the 9. I will really fulfill my dream. This card is about weighing things up, but also about giving something up. And maybe not give something up, but reconsider it. This is always about reconsideration. Add something new. Well, is the new thing already behind you? Again, yes. The new thing is behind you. And what should you do with it? That's what it's called. But here, subtitle editor Loseva, go ahead and write it down, I think, right now, since it's already affecting you like this. The eclipse is really having an effect. Maybe people are experiencing some kind of eclipse. This is about getting information from people who don't know what to do, who don't know how to act. And this can indirectly make your dream come true, indirectly give you what you want. Look, yes, it just flows indirectly, yes. Maybe you can make some money and you will buy or find something, like information. What do you do with it? Or from people who are confused, who don't know what to do. Look, but still, this is society. It's like it's coming straight at you, it's coming to you, and you can weigh and change, weigh and change. So what exactly is flowing here? For the materialization of a dream? Information is flowing to the master girl. Mastery, maybe some kind of master, the one who is still there. Pay attention. People who are in your situation, really, go online and look for stories of people who were in about your situation, how they made it. Master because And here, it immediately applies to several areas of life. Well, a house can be just a house, and household members, those who come into my home, like the property itself, like the stability of life. And a car is really like a car, or a means of communication, transportation, like a way to contact someone, find someone, or go somewhere. You might come across masters who can do this, and you will get exactly what you are lacking from them. I'm standing, yes. And do this too. Thank you. The answers. Everyone will get answers to their questions. Thank you. How to do this? Because it feels like Kuru will join in as well. But how? How do you do this? Thank you. And in another way as well, you can be shown as a master because a master and a sage are almost the same thing. That is, and the broken ones can also say that it's the past. Look, a sage becomes wise through past experience and knowledge that has accumulated over thousands of years. Yes, that is you, exactly you. And this is already a question. What flows from one elephant and from another elephant, right? Yes, something unshakable. If other people, guidance by an angel, guardian angels come to you? I wanted to ask, will guardian angels send other people? Well, guardian angels can't materialize in person, but they can come in dreams. I'm 100% sure that they come to you in your dreams now. Well, sometimes it just adds more questions, like you have right now. They can come, they can speak, and they can also encrypt things like this. But guardian angels can also just bring people, just ordinary people, so that they get out of something, so that they understand something. Look, here are these ordinary people with their interactions, and here you have some limitations. Yes, like a bird in a cage, so that you suddenly, and they chirp, oh, like this, we flew out of the cage. This is how we did it. This is how we managed. There's something there for you to understand somehow. There's more information here somehow. Well, probably you process information well. The major is the first, right? We have the major arcana. No, the second. The second is the major arcana. So that everything looks beautiful. Because it still feels like something isn't quite right yet. Well, either people talk to me in an unpleasant way, or there's something I don't like about appearances, or it's just somehow not nice. You see, I don't even know. Maybe it's an unattractive job, something like that. And is it easy for you? This is Venera, and this is Mercury, and this is Mercury, Mercury, Mercury. The only thing is, both the master and the hermit, yes. They say that Mercury is perfect. He has already absorbed the wisdom of some past teachings, ancient teachings, and also your experience from past ancient teachings, and of course, your experience in this life. Spiritual teaching is 100% there's wise understanding here. You know, it's actually very difficult, for example, to understand spiritual teaching. Yes, like Buddhism, I don't know. Yes, there are so many different religions. And teachers, yes, spiritual ones. They're all different too. Christianity, I don't know. Well, any of them. So you somehow made a choice. You chose. Because you wouldn't have heard the angels. Because those who don't believe can't see them. Everyone has angels. And you? I wouldn't be surprised if you've seen them before. Thanks. Well, or you might have even called some people angels. For example, I've seen, my friends have actually seen them. They've even filmed them, taken pictures. Right from church. Amazing ones. And who did I call my angel? And who even died for me? Did I call him an angel before that? That's Charlie. He saved me. That's my husband's father. And he really saw angels. And they talk to him all the time. He's Catholic. Thank you. He could even wake up as early as 4 in the morning there. I'd ask, Charlie, where are you going? I worked for them. I even had an office right in their house. Well, in general, it was more convenient for me that way, so I didn't have to rent a separate place. They had an old room set up as an office, and I often even stayed overnight there. He might be leaving, and I'd ask, Charlie, where are you going? He would tell me an angel came to him from God, brought a message, and he needed to go somewhere. He would even give the exact address, say there might be a short circuit in their house, some kind of meter, something outside, some kind of thing. Can you imagine? He would go and do it and save people. It's amazing. Well, it's interesting. Or they went with his mother-in-law. Well, we weren't there. They just called and said they'd come later. So my husband asked, why? Charlie, he says, Angel. He said that we should pull over, get off the road, and then later they even showed on the news that after that they kept going. There was a big accident there. They stopped, had something to eat, sat for a while, and by then the accident had already been cleared up. The policemen, they arrived, unloaded, and then calmly continued on, returned, to that road. So basically, that's how it was for him. He actually talked to God. Well, kind of through his guardian angel. He actually saw it in his dreams, but not as much anymore. They told me that's exactly how it was for him. He could actually hear clear words. It's such an interesting story. And my friend, yes, she took really beautiful photos in the church, and there were glowing images of angels in them. To be continued. I wouldn't be surprised if something like that happened to you too, or if you called someone an angel. Yeah, or it's interesting. Subtitles. So, in general, it's an interesting signification. Some kind of path. Well, you have opened paths. Look, you have already opened paths. It's just that today you have this question. And what to do next? It's like you. And this card says, but you have to do something. Here it is. This card says, you have to do something, you see, and there's still a lot to do. And you understand this perfectly well. That is, you already know, kind of the future, that if I don't do this, it will get worse. Yeah, there will be some kind of failure, like a reversed fool, nothing new. Tell yourself that if I don't do it, nothing new will happen. Maybe the child won't have anything new either. It's a kind of failure. So if I don't do it now, it's a failure into the abyss. It's like falling into an abyss somewhere. There won't be any updates. You have to do it like this. Or the child won't have something. Or maybe, who knows? There won't be anything new. If you just sit and do nothing. It's like that's the question. That's how Hecate sees you. Apparently that's exactly the question. But look at this eclipse. I hope that during the eclipse it will open up for you. Look at how you've already opened paths. And the point of assembly, it keeps shifting all the time. Look, you weigh things, and wherever it tips the scale, that's where the point moves. It's just that today, there's such a philosophical outlook on life. Let's ask, so what about the new moon? What does it mean to you? How will it be for you? Let's talk right here with this same deck, by the way, and we'll reveal things with this one, the one with Hika. Let's do a reading and see how it will be for you. So, right at the very beginning of the new moon, and then it will go somewhere from there. It's very interesting. Look, the new moon. It's an eclipse on the 17th. It's called an eclipse, A black card, an eclipse. Probably some question will come up like, so what next? What now? I already know that I have to do it anyway. Some kind of rules again, yes, a paradigm, yes, like a worldview or something. Hop, I have rules that I'm used to, habits, something familiar, and I know perfectly well that I need to do something about it. Girls, during the new moon, there might be this energy. It might go away, like a weakness, but let it be, kind of like, I'll just rest. Yes, during the new moon, by the way, yes, something is being born, energy, but there's no light, and now there's also an eclipse, so there won't be any light at all. Well, during the new moon, there's just that little sliver of the moon being born, but here it's a total eclipse. Yes, so there's no energy at all. Well, like, it's okay, it's okay. But remember with these energies, that for now, it's just like that. For now, well, during the new moon itself, it doesn't mean that after the eclipse passes, the moon's disk will start to grow. Well, here there are some rules. There are certain rules and habits. Rules, habits. Familiar people, familiar place, familiar workplace. The habit of being with someone. Familiar food for the moon, because the moon is nourishment. Or a child of those whom we nourished, continuation. What to nourish with now? Well, for example, I have a creative process, and I nourish you with my creativity, with some emotions. Maybe I'll have some kind of quirk too. Yeah, just like that. And what should I do? What should I say to people? Yeah, just like that. Thank you. And maybe someone will get confused, because there are always two keys here, one to hell and one to heaven, confusion. Yeah, some society has it, an eclipse. In their heads, an eclipse, thank you. Let's ask if it's this society. Uh-huh. Dissatisfaction with some results. Maybe, by the way. Personally for you. Well, because these are your cards, I remember. Dissatisfaction with some results. Maybe, like, you should have done more. This isn't enough. Like that, maybe, it sounds like it's not enough. Well, look, when we feel dissatisfied, we start looking for ways to have enough of something so that everything is okay and harmonious. Maybe the people you talk to, you tell them this isn't enough for me. I need something else for the celebration of life. Yes, I need something more. So, if it's still about other people who worry that something isn't working out, like a whole map of worries, or will you be worrying about others? Well, they're your loved ones. If we take you, you're always trying to do everything harmoniously here. Thank you. If we take other people, they might be the ones with worries. Thank you. Well, something is upside down. Maybe they will be the ones to give you these worries. Worries? You will just calm them down. It's nothing. That's what the card says. Don't worry. If you take responsibility and use your talents, there will always be abundance in the material sphere, meaning there will be food, a home, a roof over your head. This material aspect. There are always those who need you. This is the card of interaction with someone, and together we achieve results. So, if you can't find a job, there are always people who need your skills and talents, for which you already know how to take responsibility. Well, we're asking about other people. But by the way, someone might say this about themselves too. At the same time. So there's some kind of dissatisfaction, like, I've done so little. If we're talking about you, that's how it starts. I've done so little. I don't have enough. Something is lacking. I want more celebration. Well, then organize a celebration for yourself with the people who give you energy. Organize a celebration. It's your responsibility. This is where your talent lies. Well, I don't know. Meet with your daughter, your neighbor, your husband. Sit down. Spend time with your loved ones. With those, even if they're not your loved ones here. And who gives me energy here? In the material world? I don't know. For some people, it's a dog or a cat. You feel good with them. It's your responsibility to pick them up, to enjoy it. I don't know. You feel good? You feel good with something? With someone? Thank you. I don't know. Maybe you have this philosophical attitude. Maybe you should turn on something philosophical, listen to psychologists, or some practitioners. I don't know, philosophers, and you'll feel better. And this nothingness will turn into a real celebration. It's your responsibility. You know how to meet your own needs again and again, as well as the needs of others. And there may be other people with certain feelings, where you can say something like, well, refuse, this ability to say no. Refuse this. Take this instead. You are needed always. There are those who need you, or you'll get paid for it, or you can live together there. You have some kind of philosophical view here. If these are other people, show me the card again. We are street. We need ergium. That's 3. It should be. Well, they'll be overwhelmed with emotions. Because of creativity, resources, they want to raise the level of life. They want to increase their resources. In general, some little energy vampires will come to you. Well, they lack resources, but you have wisdom, a philosophical outlook on this world. They want to achieve a higher status. So look, when it comes to conversations, you're a smart woman. It says here, well, or a man, right? Maybe women come to you more often? By the way, you have something like that too. So that you would apply some creative perspective, something unusual, something out of the ordinary. Well, there we were shown an unusual perspective, even on some teachings about beliefs and confessions. I mean, you combine things that don't usually go together. You mix them, right? Logic with a spiritual perspective, that's more your style. Have you already achieved something here? Well, I wouldn't say these are vampires, right? They will also bring you resources. Someone will need something from you. Well, if it's work-related, you'll get paid. If you give some advice, well then, as an elder or as a wise person, you can give some advice. Then your status will also grow. You have a creative side. This is actually a feminine card. Like Mother Earth, she creates intuitively, yes, like the moon. Something will be born intuitively in these people. Some kind of creative potential will be born, and your status will grow. So what are you weighing here? Always you are already weighing something here, weighing the inner voice of the girl. Weigh it. This is the message from that very Hecate, whom we are addressing right now. Here she is. That is, you always intuitively read Hecate, and this is your inner self. Here Hecate came up directly, that you are always weighing. Hecate is your guardian angel, the message from Hecate. And because of this, you can adjust in advance, and your transformation has already begun. That's it. It's started, it's happening. And this feeling of something not being enough, like I need to finish something right now, it precisely sets your point of focus to that point, to that energy that you need. Right now, you have an inner request, apparently. Hecate is simply leading you to the answers. She acts as a guide. Such a guide can take you to the realm of the dead, or dark spirits, show you where things are bad, where there's a nightmare that you need to take care of, or she can lead you to higher powers. Here, go this way, yes. Here you are like a guardian angel. Here you are, or you have a guardian angel for yourself. Or, what are you weighing? Look, you have an inner voice, but you always need to study these messages. Without knowledge, you already have them. You see, the wise person is always weighing the inner voice. Maybe something. Now this question has come up. So how do you do it? How do you make your dream come true? Now you will be on. It turns out, during the new moon, you will start to listen to your inner voice again, weighing it so you can make your dream come true. It's like opening some closed path. I'll repeat once again. Other women don't have this. Maybe others in your family couldn't do it. Maybe when the souls went to heaven, the path became unclear. How should it be done? Maybe they're trying to give hints somewhere, but all of this needs to be deciphered. And for other people, your guardian angel will also be there, with some flaws, with problems. You will be there for someone. Maybe your creativity will turn on, creativity through your inner voice. And at the same time, you will open this path for yourself. Because your path is actually going in a completely different direction. Well, I don't know. Maybe a person is busy with something, can't make money, and you'll figure out how, I don't know, to renovate a house, sell a house, buy a house, move somewhere, get in touch with someone. So it's like that. That's what you have. And right now you're doing it. You're weighing things and trying. Honestly, and by the way, Ajikata is giving you advice. During this time, it's truly a karmic period of weighing illusions and truth. Illusion, truth, illusion, truth. Your inner voice will tell you not to judge anyone. And I'll say right away, this is a karmic corridor. Don't judge anyone at all. It will come back to you very quickly. Losses in finances or judging other people, your past, creativity or earnings. All it takes is to open your mouth. It's all an illusion, and if you start judging someone, acting like a judge, you'll get hit hard. Everything will shut down. The path will be pure in your dream. We don't lie to ourselves, we don't lie to others. But we speak to another person very calmly, only when they come and ask. Because here, in general, we don't rush, and only when they ask something, well, or, something, they talk. They talk. Like when there's a question, they tell something. That's also a question. Even if people get angry, because people can be attracted by illusions. Or maybe their truth is completely different. Maybe you have to keep weighing everything all the time, but your inner voice will guide you. You probably have energy for everything. The karmic corridor of the eclipse is here to fulfill your dream. But at the same time, you can't use this energy of purity, karmic purity, in the wrong way. Any kind of judgment, for example, weighs you down. And it's like, you're wrong, or you shouldn't do that at all. Blah, blah, blah. You have to. It comes back to you very quickly. I mean, the realization comes very quickly, either through losing money or someone leaving forever. If the person is important, valuable, well, just talk to them calmly. The priestess, she is so calm, a bit cold, even somewhat cold. Maybe because of some kind of karma, or the fulfillment of a dream, or a lack of something. But again, if you're not lying to yourself here in the first place, look, it's impossible to understand the world until you understand yourself, until you tell yourself the truth. Some people seem as if an eclipse has come over them, and they're trying to point something out. They started criticizing you. You started getting criticism. It's like a trial, a judgment. I'm telling you, you're doing it wrong. Where it feels unpleasant for you, they calmly said it, and then the person just left somewhere. And things will quickly come back to that person, like losing money. Or they might lose you forever. You just won't give someone money. You won't give them your time or your company. Yes, thank you. Thank you. But here you will be figuring things out for yourself. I'll say right away, this is the new moon. There will definitely be a bit of a lack of energy, this emptiness. But people, I don't even know where they get so much energy from. The main thing is, you are just a little short on it. But maybe it's because of worries. Thank you for having the energy to figure yourself out. Yes, for the birth of a new path to fulfilling your dream. Thank you. You will have strong sensitivity, both to dreams and to messages. And don't walk at night during the new moon. I'll say right away, be careful, ladies, especially if you have boys. Watch over your women. Don't let them go out alone, or make sure to meet them. At first, don't sleep through it. Help the women. By the way, men, you might meet your dream on a dark road. Men should only go with pure intentions. Pure intentions, like walking someone home or helping a woman. Your dream might be exactly what you were missing. Girls, the same goes for you. So, pure intentions. Some people might approach you, but if you have pure intentions, don't judge, and you won't be judged. Yes, treat people exactly the way you would like to be treated. Or treat yourself the way you would want others to treat you. Treat yourself the same way, because love your neighbor as yourself. This is where that idea comes into play. Because look, it feels like you can scold yourself right now. Like, I don't like how I did this. I don't have enough money. Something is missing. It's not good not to scold yourself. Otherwise, someone else will scold you too. Thank you. I did the best I could. That's what it's called. I did everything I could. I made this card. I did everything possible, so thank you. At the moment, a new path is opening up. Because if you keep scolding yourself, someone else will quickly start scolding you too, and you'll end up running even faster. Pecanette, something like this is emerging, and yes, it can really get stormy. That's how it is in this situation. On Valentine's Day. Sorry I got lost in thought. And that's how it is, but it's always a choice. As they say, yes, love your neighbor as yourself. But first, you have to learn to love yourself. It's your responsibility. The celebration of life. It's your responsibility. I love myself. Wisdom, my own wisdom. Well, somehow respect comes with wisdom, and that's good. But there's some discomfort. There's a little bit of discomfort here. Something is missing. Some beauty, not enough money. Well, according to Venus, a close person or a loved one doesn't quite understand. But they have the right to. Don't criticize them. Let them live their own way. They have their own beautiful world. Let them be, their own love. What I don't know is, the child doesn't understand, loves the wrong people, chooses people I wouldn't have chosen. Well, that's just how it is. Maybe. I'm just speaking figuratively. Thank you. You have a harmonious ability, so for now, just create some kind of harmony. In material terms, here you go, harmoniously. Sometimes just say no, even if someone gets really upset. Or if you feel strongly about something, just say no. So today, I'm not worrying. I'm just doing what I'm good at, creating harmony and comfort, and basically not talking to anyone and just enjoying myself. Here, your inner voice will guide you. Purity starts with yourself first, and then it will flow from others. And when you are pure, with pure thoughts towards yourself and what you can give yourself in this world, your philosophical paradigm changes. Your philosophical attitude toward yourself, toward love, even toward yourself, you see. It's a completely new perspective. Well, I did as much as I could. You know, that's what it's called. I did what I could. Let me love myself with purity, not just with my mind somehow. And then purity and what you lack will flow to you. That's how it is here, she says. Your sensitivity will be very strong. So basically, here you need to let go of everything impure. Some things, maybe even things that well, it's even hard to inspire yourself to do them. Just let them go. This will bring happiness and luck. Look, maybe it's true. Everything has piled up. You need to do a lot and you need many hands. But still, it has to be done. And if you really can't do it, be honest with yourself. Just say, I can't. I just can't do it. No matter what. I just can't. Yes, let it go calmly. It will bring you happiness and luck. Well, I can't. I've already been with someone who's anxious. They've worn me out. I just can't. And don't blame yourself. This is a new key to a new philosophy, where you take responsibility for the celebration of life. And that's it. And this will bring luck. This luck will just drip, drip, drip. Every day there will also be a karmic card. Here they are. Everything will fall into place. You will get what you can handle. How else will this happen? Well, it will be ordinary. It will be just ordinary, girls. There won't be any shocks. As I understand it, thank you. Fortunately, there will be changes. Yes, a little emotional. And some people will be worried. Some might even feel a bit confused. But for you, the changes are ordinary, just regular changes. And they will bring happiness little by little, drop by drop, thank you. And it will happen through some kind of letting go. Well, I can't do everything. I'm not a many-armed goddess. But my inner voice is connected to divine energy. Yes, Hecate, well, I feel it intuitively. But there is also the material world. Well, I can't handle some things anymore. I just let everything go calmly. Somehow, everything will happen very consciously. Thank you. Well, and here, like this. Now one more drop. Thank you. Politics, inner voice. Well, strong involvement in politics. Oh, some political girls. Well, or will people wear masks? Well, there will definitely be an eclipse in people's heads. Well, those are the ones who worry a lot, who don't know how to look at this world philosophically, to notice the wonderful positives of this world that you have learned over many years. Or, I know, you've read something like that. You're like a Buddha. Yes, your consciousness is like that. You see, in such meditation, maybe some other kind of meditation, you have this calmness here. That's what I was talking about. Some kind of calmness. Well, of course, there will be some here. Yes, these attacks, yes, like a big snake. Attacks, maybe even real political ones. There will be some changes here. An eclipse corridor. That's exactly what the card is called. Politics. Some laws will change, and you also need to treat them calmly. This will help you understand how to move forward. Maybe at the legislative level. I don't know the rules anymore. They're gone. Hidden. By the way, there will also be a lot of political games, a lot of hidden ones too, but you will understand them. That's what came up according to the inner voices. She says, I'll show you, let's say, well, it's a politician card, that's why I'm reading it. So what will politicians be hiding behind their smiles, their beautiful masks? What kind of rattlesnakes are they? You will clearly understand people, everyday life, and politics. And you'll also be able to recognize it around you. You'll understand when people smile at you just to take something away from you later, for example. Well, this little rattle, will still make noise, like an inner voice, like a warning, right? Well, look, even if a rattlesnake puts on this mask, like, oh, I'm so nice, its rattle is still making noise. So you have this rattle. It's like an inner voice that will help you weigh things and be able to adjust yourself. You also need some flexibility to let go of something at the right time, to be flexible in your path. Something like that, 100%. You will perceive this very vividly. Oh, Lord, just don't scold yourself. That's not self-love. That's why there's some kind of story here, also karmic, where you just start tearing your mind apart. Didn't do it, missed it again, something's wrong. Purity towards yourself creates a pure attitude and respect from others. Or, for example, maybe you'll want to blame someone too. Who? Well, someone who's having an eclipse. Yeah, some kind of eclipse. You know, Sometimes people might even feel good from being alone, from the feeling of loneliness. Some kind of entities. Well, if you ask about entities, it's like being pulled into some kind of game with them, and you can't get out. You can't move. How do you move with them? Here's one. Well, basically, you shouldn't deal with people like that. And as for you, here's a release. Well, compromise is something you make with yourself. Agree with someone, calmly. Let's make a compromise. Some kind of compromise here. Maybe with yourself, that's a compromise, but never do it. Neither yourself nor others. That's guilt. Yes, we blame others. And you might want to say, you're the bad one, or it's all of them. Even criticizing politics should be done carefully. In general, they say, you shouldn't blame anyone. So your philosophical paradigm is changing. People do this out of fear, most likely. The eclipse will come from the fear of loneliness, that no one supports me. It's strange. Yes. In politics, I am left alone without support. Everything falls apart. And then they start saying, come with me. Well, it's strange. Yes. That's how politicians are. Let's do it together. And over there, they're already rattling at each other with that poisonous, well, rattling noise. Yes. Rattling with their weapons. Rattling, rattling. Like, come on, we're doing fine. We rattle ourselves. Yes. We set things everywhere. And most importantly, let's calm down. Everything will be quiet. And at the same time, they keep building up laws, obstacles, weapons, and something else like that. In general, well, you will see it. You will see it. And you will also see the people. They smile, but they themselves are building up rules, some obstacles, so that, in general, out of fear, people will do this out of fear. The most important thing is for you to have this wisdom, this philosophy. It wouldn't let you fall into the fear of being left alone, of getting married. I'll marry just anyone. At least we'll be together somehow. And then you'll end up smiling like this and rattling your rattles at each other. You see, the danger here comes from fear. Some action might be taken out of fear. I'll end up alone. I'll be left without money. I'll go and deceive someone. I'll go and do something else. I won't let someone go. Maybe it's the fear of being alone, for those who are in some kind of relationship that just drags on, and you don't even know why. But you're just scared to be alone. Suppose so. But so what? Just let it all go because it's fear. Loneliness. You can get carried away with that current for a long time, as I understand it. Oh yes, karmic transformation can drag you along with that current. Drag you along with that current for a long time. Well, some rebels, yes. They'll rebel too. There will be some kind of rebellion if you join in. Morality, moral principles. We're moralists, that's right. And again, there's criticism, this nitpicking others at the same time. We're better, be with us. Well, is it really morality or spirituality or human morality? Here I am. There's some kind of rebellion. Some people have one set of moral principles, others have another, and society influences this morality. In general, the most important thing is not to get swept away by this flow of dirty energy, because it's some kind of flow. But for you, look, it's a habit. Just ordinary changes. The most important thing is to stay conscious and creative, so that no one really gets you too emotional. Let's ask like this. I think I'm picking someone. Here she is. How? Because when you're emotional, your brain just stops working at all, right? When you're emotional, you can release energy and lash out and rebel, right? And sometimes you might even rebel in a negative way. You all just go somewhere, and right away you'll be showered with this lack of spirituality, you see. Moral principles. This is right, this is wrong. Everyone is lecturing each other. That's the kind of poison there is here. Maybe, at the same time, you can calmly and casually slip into some changes. Recreated, resourceful. That's what wisdom is. Maybe, sometimes, it's even worth staying alone. But you already know how to keep yourself interested in something. You're never bored when you're alone. Or maybe with a small group of people. Look, yes, here it is, it's yours, it's a cool thing. And here it is, this half, maybe somewhere here, like this, somehow. And your inner voice will give you even more negativity for now, telling you where you shouldn't go anymore. Even this inner voice, where you can weigh everything in the light and adjust yourself so you don't end up running away somewhere again with a clouded mind out of fear. Let's come to an agreement together, but with some people who lack spirituality, and I'll have to work with them there or something like that. Or we'll judge others together, like old ladies, sitting on a bench and wasting time. And then the young people will judge us, saying, "Those are just old ladies." I mean it figuratively. I don't actually know the moral here. And there will probably be some conflicts, maybe even political ones, that's for sure. If you preach morals to everyone, they'll start rebelling. You're wrong. For example, the authorities might say, "This is the right way." But people will be like, "No way, that's not right. You're wrong." And they'll start attacking each other, spraying the police with water cannons, setting things on fire, writing on the walls. In general, things can go downhill, and it can last a long time, even showing up in small ways. People do that sometimes too. That's how it is. I'm the best person. I want to live with you forever. I'm always smiling. I'm the same way, with my own little rattle. I'll always be expecting attacks from you, waiting for poison from you, so I keep hiding everything. Hiding, living off your resources, using you. Why? Well, maybe it's because that person is afraid too. The main thing is to end up alone, and you'll be afraid out of fear. You might do something wrong here. Or like this. The celebration of life is my responsibility. At the same time, the world is nothing and everything, and it is always changing. The earthly world is mortal. The mortal world is always changing, and there are always changes in rules, paradigms, and morals. Before, a beautiful girl was one with small feet, or a beautiful girl was one who was plump. Back when everyone who was poor was chubby, it was immediately obvious that they were well off. She was a beauty, yes. Rubens painted them. Or, for example, now there is a different paradigm of beauty, the same beauty, that people who have money and those who love themselves, they are in a beautiful body, not some emaciated one, but a beautiful one, a truly beautiful one. For some people, beauty and comfort mean a toned body. Yes, sports. They love sports. And some love femininity. And some love that too. And it's beautiful, you know? And some love naturalness. And for them, that's beautiful. This is a different paradigm. It's changing. That's such an interesting message. And I wanted to ask something else. Yes, I wanted to ask. Let's just go with the flow. Then let's read the flow for you. Well, yes, of course, you'll want to sometimes, and maybe snap at someone, thank you. Well, or get involved in some gossip, rumors, you see, right? Well, yes, some stressful things. They say, you have Buddha consciousness, right? So calm. So they are called egoists, turned away from the sun. They don't see the path or don't understand the path. Well, these people also didn't understand the path. Who? Society didn't understand the path and was going somewhere with an eclipse. They were caught up in intense emotions, wanted to create their own happiness, and force others into their happiness. to drag them in. Well, here you just need high spirituality, that's all. Not a karmic curse, not a curse. Will make you a winner, it will. Well, Neptune in low energies is the patron of Pisces. To swim into the depths of filth, into the depths of filth, is to come up to the surface. We are pure waters. This will help you achieve something. Reach some kind of compromise that will make your dreams come true. Let go of those that lead you towards someone else's goals, and go with those that are yours. Or follow your inner voice, because your inner voice, your guardian angel, will guide you here. Here, it's more of a warrior angel, because the archangel appears again. Well, in karmic terms, it's less of an archangel, but the archangel appears, and he will lead you on a pure path. A bright warrior, as it's called. It will awaken in you, but very calmly, in an ordinary way, even somehow for you. Maybe you just need to experience this small moment in an ordinary setting. I think it's a small moment. Thank you. Well, yes, thank you. Karmic emotions, experiencing karmic emotions. Maybe it's still all about the karmic eclipse. Subtitles. Well, it's an idea, yes. The idea of love. The idea between a man and a woman. Venus here comes into contact with Mars, or the idea of love. I love myself, and what do I do for myself? What do I do not just for no reason, like I love myself and just say it to myself, but what do I actually do for myself? And of course, this boiling of emotions, this sword, the sword on which the idea rests, yes. Or maybe some kind of aggressive idea. It can, of course, pierce through, break through, and then steam will come out of your ears. And of course, you'll want to do something unexpected here, or people can disrupt your routine. Well, basically, as they say, these are just chances. Chances to get out of some kind of stress. Oh yes, to become strong. Stronger than the selfish, stronger than ignorance, stronger than not knowing. This is your strength, your strength. The inner voice that you know how to weigh and immediately shout, "You jerks!" or instantly pour out something negative for yourself. That's your strength. It's a whole new level of strength. Through a change of paradigm, a new perspective on the world, on spirituality. Spirituality. A new spirituality is born, chronic but lasting. Well-being, which will allow you to fulfill your dream. Self-harmonizing choice. To set. Kidney. On one of the cases, because we have to come here again. An important point. Which will allow. Will open roads, it's a broken heart, or to put it. Maybe now the spirits, the departed, the deceased, or something else have become active. They have become active to give you knowledge so that you can make some kind of decision. And then you went down the open roads. Yes, you learned something. Here's the letter shadow. Shadow. Well, shadow is about shadows. The world of shadows will simply show. Bring someone here, on the earthly plane, so that you might get some education, learn something. In this life, we are always getting educated, always learning. Maybe someone will actually write a book or get an education. What kind of karmic teacher, a good one, will come? Yes. A teacher, look, a teacher, and this is a teacher so that you can later become a teacher yourself. Some kind of new paradigm. It will become familiar. It will become familiar and will give the key to paradise again. That's how for someone the family will get the key to paradise again. That's how it should be open.